back, guys, to another episode of Driven by Christ Auto. So today was Friday. Earlier this morning, we went over our Lord's Word, and we took care of a boy's turbocharged Honda Civic, which we've had some unfortunate news that the life of that motor is about halfway gone. I mean, the car was supposed to be producing like 270, almost 280 horsepower stock, and it was barely pushing over 230 with the wear and tear that was done to that motor. So it is almost at the end of its racing career. The boy ended up messaging me. He ended up taking it down there to the track. We may see him whenever we go down there. Me and Jamie went and grabbed lunch. So we're fixing to jump into the Driven by Christ drag car, the current one, and we are going to head down there to the track and, possibly get a chance to meet up with him and watch him run his car, see how well that transmission done, because I did not really feel like going down there and possibly taking that car on its last run. So, dyno numbers were just too bad. So we let him do it, but he said it's doing really good. I mean, shifting is great, but he is wanting to do future work with us. Whenever he gets ready to rebuild the motor, he is going to bring it back to us, and we're going to do a complete engine build for him. And he's trying to get the money saved up where he can do a full race build. He has heard about the word of Driven by Christ Auto is getting out there, guys. We're starting to become a famous name in the race world now for this area. And I mean, we even got YouTubers bringing us their vehicles now. But he's going to go ahead and keep running it until it just absolutely gives it up and make as much money as possible. That way he can afford the build for the car. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and wash the drag car before we go to the track. And while that thing's getting washed up, we're gonna get down there. We're gonna see if we can't get 2 or 3 tournaments ran while we're down there. Like I said, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time racing it, but let's without further ado, let's go ahead and get down there, because the more time we got at the track, the more money we can make back, which means the more we can bless other people. So like I said, we had started out today with 100 and right at about $200,000. So let's see if we can't get up to the 230,000 mark. Hopefully our bets go well today, and we can continue out the Project Lambo for Monday morning. So, alright guys, we'll crank this bad boy up, and we will see y'all down there at the drag strip. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pay the $1,000 entry fee. We're going to be running the half mile. That's the only thing we really run. We may run a whole mile races, but them whole mile races get kind of scary, because if something goes wrong running that fast, you may not be walking away from that race. We're already doing, over 200 miles per hour and a half of a mile, so that's plenty enough to go bad. But let's go ahead and jump into it, and let's see what type of money we can make with our drag car. It's the reason why we built it. We're not going first, so let's see what they got us going. Nothing but supercars again. So we're gonna bet for the highest horsepower ones. That way, if the game does decide to cheat us, at least they're knocked out of the equation. We ain't got to worry about racing them. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. Alright, definitely that one. We're gonna see if the game's gonna work in our favor, or is it going to try to cheat us today? Alright, so we got a win, we got a loss, so we're breaking even right now. And our first lineup is against a Mustang. So let's see what we got. Mustang. 9s, 13.9, 207 miles per hour. So we outrun him pretty badly. So he didn't have a chance. All right, let's get ready for see how these bets turned out. So it looks like we come out one positive in our bet. So it's kind of like a half and half thing, and we're going to keep betting on these higher horsepower cars. That way, at least if we can win the bet or get the car knocked out of the way, one way or another, it's going to have us. I already know that car is not going to outrun that Ferrari. So all right, we got to win there. Ooh, this one's a pretty quick car here. 207 still. A little bit slower that time. We had a poop reaction time. He had a really good reaction time. He still didn't outrun us in the 8th or the quarter, so we ultimately got the win again. So like I said, these drag cars, guys, they pay themselves off after a while. And I don't know how we lost some other 2 races. Like I said, this thing tries to play games with you. We're gonna go for the Mustang. I don't think it's gonna outrun that Ferrari, I don't think the Ferrari's gonna outrun the Mustang. So, ooh, they got us going against the Pagani race car, so we're gonna have to be good on this one. We got a good reaction time. I wanted to make sure we had a good reaction time because I knew this car was going to be right on our tails. Alright, so we beat him. And then this is going to be the last race right here for this lineup. We're going to catch the midday and the afternoon run. And so we're only going to be able to get 2 races out of this. I'm hoping tomorrow morning that we can get, three races, and then we'll work on our Lamborghini. But I'm not going to race this, sit there and run this car back to back. The most I'm going to do at one time is two races. Or championships, I should say. And there ain't no way, but whatever. See, like I said, this game will try to work against you. So, let's go ahead and start it. Sounded like it. Yeah, he was right next to us too. He was we ran a 14.0 and he ran a 14.5, so he was a half a second. He was right there on us, so we had a horrible reaction time. I knew I left slow. Wasn't trying to, but it just happened. Alright, so anyways, we end up winning the tournament. There's $13,450, and then we're going to catch this last tournament. I'm going to try to go through it a little bit quicker, and that should net us about $30,000 in profit, if we can get good on these bets. So I'm going to try to work on the bets a little bit better than what I normally do. That one. That one. That. Let's see. And definitely that one. Already know that car is fast anyways. Alright, let's see what we got. Got 2 wins so far. Alright. Hey, we finally broke 208 miles per hour. Finally. I guess our engine's now breaking in on us. Hold on. Jamie is mumbling something. Huh? Yeah, no, she's back there telling me how garbage my reaction time is, but I guarantee you she wouldn't be able to get up here and do better. Yep, that's what I figured. Got them 2 cents, some 2 pennies you're putting in. You're not being positive though. Yeah, don't highlight the bad in people's stuff. It's just not good. Leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. Jamie. Yeah. Even you talking to yourself can make somebody else feel bad if they can hear you. Alright, so we have definitely left our trademark in both lanes. We got thick black strips running up the track. I'm shifting a little bit early this time. Somehow we broke 208 miles per hour last time. We didn't do it this time. We only ran a 207. So good reaction time. Anything over 100 milliseconds is up underneath it is a pretty good reaction time. Anything below a .015 is almost like the game's gonna red light you. I've never gotten anything faster than a .015 without it red lighting me. And it looks like the game's gonna be back at cheating me again with these races. So yeah, there ain't no way. So we're just gonna bet on the slowest car to win, and probably won't win, but we'll try it. It's almost like it doesn't really rely on the performance factor. It's literally the car and a little bit of the performance factor. Got sideways. Got really sideways coming off of. Uh-oh, I heard a big sounds like he had a little bit of a problem. We ran a 13.8 that time. That's been our fastest run today. He was right. He was there. He wasn't far behind us, but I think he hit something. Them Hammerdales are always losing control at the track and crashing into something. So, all right, we got a $8,850 you know, we've already made that much money, so let's go ahead and grab up. We're racing against another one. But we end up also winning that bet too. So this is going to be the last race for the day, and then we're going to head back to the shop and continue Project Lamborghini. Come on, start. Reaction time, better than his, but he was literally all over us. He ran a 14.3 and we ran a 14.0. He was only a quarter of a second behind us, so that's like like literally a half a car length. But anyways, there we go. We got that done, and that is it. We're gonna go ahead and head back to the garage. Alright, so car don't look like it's too badly dirty. We just recently changed the oil, so we're gonna run it this weekend, and Monday morning we'll get it up into the garage and we'll do an oil change on it and get it ready for next week. But I think we're gonna run that oil all this weekend. It looks like the car is in fairly good condition. I'm not gonna even wash it. We're gonna literally race this car all weekend, and I'm gonna show you what it will do if you don't maintain this car. Hopefully we don't wreck it. But anyways, the Lord was with us. We got $218,000 now. So like I said, guys, those drag cars can make you some money. And if we just really wanted to grind and make money all weekend, but we can't do it. Oh, look at there. Jamie put up a Christmas tree in our shop. Look at there, she slipped it in on us while we wasn't looking, while we was at the track, because I did not see that earlier. Or maybe I just didn't notice it. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, she put in a Christmas tree for us right beside the tire machine. Yeah, they're on the wall. She's over here telling me she done that while we was at the drag strip. All right, so Jamie's spreading the Christmas spirit, but let's go ahead and keep assembling our Lamborghini motor. We got most of our parts in, so we will have to order some more from O'Reilly's. But all right, so these are going to be our crankshaft main bearings that we're going on with. These are going to have probably a triple torque technique, but we're just going to do the fast version, start from the center and work your way out. Yeah, on y'all's game, y'all don't have to do it. Y'all can just start from one side and work it down, but I'm trying to do this in the most realistic factor, but it doesn't let me do dual or quadruple torque specs. So I wish they had a torque wrench where you could set the torque specs. I hope in further car mechanic simulator games they start adding the actual tools that you need to do this stuff with, but we're gonna go ahead and rotate our engine over and slide our pistons in. Boy, look at that. That's a closed deck block like you wouldn't believe. Alright. And these are going to be forged race pistons. These are top of the line ones with the rings to go with it. And we're just basically what it is, there's a ring compressor tool that slips into the block, and it squeezes, just a very little lip catches the edge of the block, and whenever you push that piston in, it compresses the rings and it allows it to go past this groove on the block. So we're going to do that with all 12 cylinders. Just be careful putting in the pistons, that way you don't slam the connecting rod up against the crankshaft and leave a nick or a mar into it, because that mar will rub the bearings that go in between the connecting rod and your crankshaft, and you don't want that. That little bit of rubbing can create metal down into the motor, which gets into other components and tears them up. So there's a reason for all that stuff. Alright. And he is wanting a full dyno report on this vehicle after we get it built to see what the stock numbers was. Jamie had to look up all the information on the vehicle, since this was a special edition Lamborghini that we found at a barnyard find. So alright, now we gotta rotate it back over, and we gotta torque our connecting rod caps on now. Now this, it don't matter where you start at. You can start from one end and go to the other. Just make sure before you slide your pistons in that you pre-lube the cylinders, because you want them to be able to slide. You don't want metal to metal on anything. I like using assembly lube whenever I do this on my real car motors. But just expect it is going to smoke a little bit whenever you crank it because of the oil being in the cylinder. Not a, it's not a big deal. It's gonna eventually burn away, and then that's gonna be it. So there we go. And then once we get all this stuff torqued down, then we can throw our oil pan on and flip the motor over and continue assembling. Which this is an all aluminum oil pan, so it's gonna take, you're gonna have to take a bead of RTV or silicone and put it around the bottom of the block, and then put your oil pan on. Alright, which this one does have the extra, this is one of them racing oil pans. It's got the extra oil in the bottom, that way your engine's not picking all your oil up and slinging it to the top of the motor and starving the rest of the motor and your oil pump of oil. But we got to get an oil filter because we do not keep V12 oil filters in stock because we don't really work on them a whole lot. We do have an alternator, but like I said, this guy is wanting a full performance build, so all these parts that I'm currently tagging in the background are going to be race parts. We can go ahead and put our fuel filter and hanger back here in the back. We got a racing fuel filter, but let's bring up our tablet real quick here, and all these parts are going to come from there. Oh, wait a minute. Except for the oil filter. We'll have to get that from O'Reilly's. So, their regular parts division, not the performance parts. We'll get like 4 of them just to have them in stock, just in case we work on a customer car that requires a V12 style oil filter. Alright, let's go back to the performance side of things. And let's see, we're going to need a performance alternator. We got that on there. Performance power steering pump. Less restriction, higher output alternator with different underdrive pulleys on there. That way it takes a lot of the load off of the motor, but you just don't have to spin these pumps up as fast to get that correct oil pressure or voltage that you need. Now these heads are going to be expensive. They're $4,000 a piece. So, well, we can get them at a discounted rate, since we got a commercial account through O'Reilly's. We get a 15% discount, which whenever you're dealing with $4,000 race heads, that makes a huge difference in money. So it's saving us quite a bit. Go ahead and order them. And oh no, there was a head A. Alright, so we accidentally ordered an extra cylinder head. There's no way I can cancel the ticket. It's already been charged to the shop, so we're gonna have an extra race head for this motor whenever it does come in. I didn't realize it was an AB head, so my bad. I just, right there's $4,000, $3,000 that's just gonna be sitting on the shelf until we, hopefully find another engine or V12 car that requires that head. But while we're waiting on parts, dang, girl even put up Christmas lights too. Look at that. They're all over the place. Alright, that's pretty cool. I don't know how she got up there and done that. Well, never mind. Yeah, I see it. I see the ladder's been moved. But anyway, so Jamie's in here spreading the Christmas spirit. We got stuff all over the place. Now, I really don't know how she got up there and done all of that. So it looks like somebody got up here and was hanging lights in the windowsill, and she done that while I wasn't here, which is not a good thing, because she is not she is clumsy. So I can see it now falling down and just, anyways. Alright, so she got Christmas lights all over the place. But we're gonna go ahead and add our body panel pieces to this car while we're waiting on parts. Let's see, I was able to redo the hood, the front bumper. Looks like we're going to be able to restore most of this car besides the windshield, which I don't even know, I ain't ordered the windshield yet. So left side mirror, got it. I don't think this car actually had a bumper, so we're going to have to order that bumper, and that is what's going to be the problem. I don't know if we're going to be able to paint match that bumper or not, but see, we were still able to save it and get the sticker and do all of that. So we're going to go ahead and drag the welding machine over here and fix anything and do any type of body work buffing. Wasn't very much stuff that needed to be welded on it, so we're going to do the quick time lapse of that. $2,000 to have the body work done and any welding done. So yep, you can tell it all matches with each other. We even got the paint back. So for the most part of what the guy was wanting, it's there. So we'll go ahead and move it back. He was really going crazy about the decals and stuff, because you can't just put these on a car. Or at least I haven't figured out how to yet. And we will go ahead and order this back bumper. It is a bumper B, so I think that's going to be an aftermarket body tuning part. Yep, bumper B. And we're also going to go ahead and order the headlights. They're LED headlights. And we're also going to order the LED tail lights and bumper. So we got all this stuff on the way now. See, just that one afternoon of winning 2 championships, and we're already down to what we started with today already. So we done spent that money, and we haven't even got this engine built yet, but our heads and stuff are here. Our rallies just dropped all that stuff off, so let's continue to build this motor. We'll go ahead and put the outside stuff on since it's the easiest to get to. And good power steering pump. Oil filter. Jamie likes these oil filters because they're purple. But go ahead and put this head on. We was able to remachine the other head, so we could get our money back on those heads, or we could save it for a customer vehicle. I mean, we're gonna be able to make money anyway. So, but check this race head out. It's got titanium valve springs, retainers and seats. So the head has been bench flowed, so a machine poured and polished this head all the way out to flow the most air that it possibly could. So this is going to be a major increase in power. Let's see, we got that was the one that we accidentally ordered 2 heads on. Just this one head alone, just upgrading the heads will upgrade this motor's overall power 14%. Now we're going to tag the exhaust manifolds. We're going to get the race manifolds, and we are going to get the camshafts, the performance camshafts, which are going to take a lot of, it's going to be 4 of them, so it's going to be quite expensive. We'll go ahead and put our plugs in here so we don't have to worry about anything falling down into the cylinders while we're putting these cams and stuff in, because you know nobody wants to hear whoops, I dropped a bolt down into the cylinder, because you may be pulling the heads back off. And these things have Cometic head gaskets and ARP head bolts and studs, so once you crimp that gasket into place, it's normally you want, and you torque down these heads, you want to replace the head bolts and the gasket every time you do this. A lot of people reuse them, but you know, it loses its structural integrity, so every time you torque those bolts down, so it's good to replace them, especially if you're building a motor of this magnitude. You don't want anything going wrong. But let's pull out our, let's see, I think I got that cam, nope, we're going to have to add that cam shoe, which is not going to be a performance part, but let's pull out our tablet and take care of the performance part stuff. We're going to need 2 of those. That's the exhaust manifold B. And we're going to need 2 of the exhaust manifold A. That's for the left and the right bank. Camshafts, we're going to need 4 sticks, and they are $1,000 a piece. So right there, $4,000 just in camshafts. And then we got to get a timing shoe, which is going to be in our regular parts menu. And I think that let me see. I'm gonna pull this up and type in cap, because we're gonna need the cam caps that hold the camshaft in place. They're V12 cam caps. So I don't know if it's the V12 M185s. I think it's just the V12 cam cap. So we're gonna get, let's see, 12. We're gonna need 24 of them. Alright, we got them on the way, and now we're gonna go over here since our other parts have come in. It's gonna be a lot of back and forth, guys, while we're waiting on parts to come in. So we're gonna add our bumper to here. We're gonna install our LED tail lights. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. Looks good. We're gonna get custom license plates for this car for him, because you know he kind of wants to go all out. He wants the tags from Italy. So this car was originally designed in Italy. Lamborghini actually started out as a tractor manufacturer. No lie. They started out making tractors, and him and Enzo Ferrari got into it because Lamborghini wanted to make special parts for his transmissions. Ferrari's car was, you know, supposed to be for the luxury portion, but to be honest, whenever Ferraris first come out, they were garbage. So, like, you were literally just throwing money at a name. You know, they were quick cars, but they also had a lot of crappy components on it that failed. And Lamborghini was he was a mechanical engineer, and he knew how to fix certain things, and Lamborghini tried to go in the business with Ferrari. That's the reason why there's always been this big rival against Ferrari and Lamborghini, because it goes all the way back to the beginning history of these cars, the people who designed and made them. So if you're from farm country, Lamborghini is your car. I mean, it was designed by a person that specialized in tractor equipment. So and then he started building sports cars because he wanted to make the better built sports car, just to kind of poo on Ferrari for, you know, for being a douchebag. If you've ever seen there was a movie that they made on this that told about the history of Ferrari versus Lamborghini. And Lamborghini seemed like, you know, he had some downfalls. He fell into the way of the world, and he lost, I think he lost a wife, a kid. He lost a lot of things because he fell in love with cars. And that's exactly what people do, is they fall in love with these cars and they forget who our creator is. It don't matter if you got a Mercedes, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, man. If it wasn't for Jesus, ain't nobody would have anything. So, but gotta remember that stuff. But I just wanted to give the quick history on that while we waited for our parts to get here. They're here now, so let's continue to build this Lamborghini motor. We got our camshafts. We're gonna lube everything up with assembly lube, 3% per cam stick, so that's a total of 12% overall just in cams. So we got 14% in heads, 12% in cams. So right there, that's over, you know, a third of the engine's horsepower is doubled. So you know, you got more. So let's go ahead and torque down our cam caps. Alright, there, crisscross it jump up here, do this one at the same time. That way, whenever we get done with one side, we can just jump immediately to the other head. Alright. But yeah, that was kind of cool. I did not know that about Lamborghini whenever they had first started out, that they were a tractor manufacturer. And how I learned that, no lie, was playing Farming Simulator. I saw the tractor Lamborghini, and I thought, you know, just somebody made a mod, you know, oh, well, we're gonna make a Lamborghini tractor, you know, maybe it was a really fast tractor in the game, but no, there was actually history to that. The first Lamborghinis that come out were tractors, and I was like, wow, like you learn something new every day. So, and the whole time I was a fan of these cars. I heard something about it playing one of my earlier Need for Speed games. It was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3, I think, for the PlayStation. And it said that something about Lamborghini was also a tractor manufacturer, but I was a kid, really wasn't paying attention to stuff just besides, ooh, it's a Lamborghini. So, but it really stuck out to me later on whenever I was an adult, and then I wanted to watch the movie to see, you know, the story of the history of it. So, hold on, Jamie's over here mumbling stuff again. What? It's something about his friend. Guys, y'all just gonna have to watch the movie. I forgot the name of what the movie is actually called, but it's pretty decent. I mean, it don't have no killing and stuff. I think it's got a little bit of some adult, you know, content into it that has to do with some male and female action, but you know, this is for the adults. You know, I'm not recommending no kid to see this, but that's the reason why I'm telling the children. If anybody ever asks you, do you know Lamborghini actually started out making tractors? That's the important part of it. Nobody ever would have thought that. But the adults, you know, y'all can go check out the movie. Huh? That is the name of the movie? Okay, so it's called Lamborghini, the Man Behind the Legend. So, oh yeah, we got to paint those. Let's check out our cam gears. Now I know we was supposed to have ordered some cam gears. Alright, so we got to hit up O'Reilly's. We got to get 4 cam gears. The rest of this stuff we should have besides the belt. We're going to use the quick menu. That way we can get this stuff as soon as possible, because I'm starting to run out of important information. So, we'll just have to use, I was pretty sure that we had 4 cam gears for this car, but we are going to paint the valve covers for this engine. Since the color scheme for this car is black and gray, we're going to paint the, but he said he wanted the motor to look like a race motor, so let's go ahead and get this belt, this timing belt for it, and we'll get it on the way while we are going out here painting these valve covers. Oh yeah, the update we did, on off camera, I did start scrapping all of our old parts that we couldn't fix, and we are now up to 5,036 scrap performance pieces. So, alright, so this, I think they're going to be called a cylinder head cover. Oh yeah, we also need to do some brake calipers, because we're definitely going to put ceramic coated brakes onto here and paint it. Oh no, don't do that. Okay. Get to our brake calipers real quick, and it is right trigger to go through this stuff quicker if you're wanting to know. I kind of figured that out. Okay, we got 2 more to go, and then we'll move to the valve covers. So this is all part of the build. Alright. But but that's how you switch through your parts really quick to find what you need. I wish there was a way like they actually had like a search menu where you could type in the name of the part and then it would bring it up for you instead of, you know, having to actually click through every parts, because most people, if they play this game, they're going to keep all their parts on hand. That way they ain't got to go to their ordering menu every time you turn around. Alright, now we'll do the cylinder head covers. They're actually valve covers, but in the game they call them cylinder head covers, and I did not see them. So, we're gonna have to keep our eyes out. I don't know what they're calling these things. Timing cover. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so we must have missed it. Let me back out of it and do it again. That way I ain't gotta go all the way back. Okay. Should be right here. I don't understand. Because I know we had a brand new one. Oh my lord. Something tells me that that was part of the scrap menu parts, because it wasn't completely brand new. And we couldn't fix it, so he wants 100% brand new parts on this engine. He does not want any used parts on it at all, unless they could be fixed to 100%. So, no, there it is. It's a head cover B. Why in the world is it not? I know you can paint these. Okay, so it's called a head cover B. I'm gonna try to look for it one more time. If I can't find it, I'm done with it. So, head cover B. It's right after H. Come on. Yeah, right here. That's what it is. And we're also going to do the intake manifold, which we're gonna do a racing one for that. And the gearbox, we're not. He's wanting a racing transmission too. So I mean, with that much power, you're gonna have a racing transmission. A factory one is not gonna hold together. So we are gonna go with that race red. That's how we do our stuff. So let's get it. Alright, and go through this really quick. Right, back up, and there it is, right there. Alright, same thing. Alright, now once we get this on there, we can start installing our ignition systems, and we are not far away. We gotta order a racing intake manifold and throttle bodies for it, because it's definitely going to need the bigger air volume after completely, you know, we got high flowing headers, cams, head, so everything in front of this is going to have to bring more air. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put our timing belt on. Okay, so we gotta get some timing shoes. These are gonna be regular parts, that's fine. As by the time that they get that over here, we should be done putting on our valve covers. Alright, yeah buddy, look at that. So you can tell this engine's a race motor just by looking at it. We'll go ahead and put our ignition coils onto here. Now we may, yep, we're gonna have to order some ignition coils too, which is gonna, they'll bring them over with our racing, let's see, not with our racing, but with our timing belt component. So $3,000 in ignition coils. So yeah, we're fixing to start using some money. We're down to 190,000. So this build is literally has done cost. Now I am buying a surplus of parts, so it's not full actual cost of what we're actually spending on here, because like I said, I don't, O'Reilly's likes me, but they don't like me that much where I'm hitting them up literally every 5 minutes trying to order parts. I'm pretty sure their bosses like it, but that's not, you know, oh, we forgot a cam cap right here. That's the reason why it's not letting us put the cylinder head cover on it, or valve cover I should say. Alright, same thing, all forged aluminum, so you would put some import gray, or yeah, that's what I like running the what do they call it? It's not just, it's import gray, and then in the Honda world it's called Honda Bond, and or just gray RTV. The gray is literally the best one to use. The black, they all have different compounds, like how rubbery they are, what is the heat. The gray is the one that stands up to the most heat, so we're going to also order our intake manifold from the performance section. We're going to need it. We're going to leave it chrome, you know, polished out chrome. We're not going to paint it, but let's go ahead and put our timing chain shoe on here. Oh, it is a timing chain. Okay. I was going to say, I thought it was a timing belt. I was like, I've never seen a belt have a timing chain guide. You don't want nothing rubbing up against the belt, but alright, so timing cover. And I think we rebuilt our cam phasers up here. No, we did not. So there is a B and a C. Let's see if we got the water pump. There is no racing water pump in this game, but there is actually one in real life. And what it does is, since this one's got dual fans, what it does is it changes the pitch of the blades. That way there's not as much resistance in the water. But it is recommended, if you are running a racing water pump that has less resistance of water, you need an all aluminum racing radiator, because it may not flow enough water, especially on closed deck systems. You want the most water flow you can get and a radiator. So you know, that extra horsepower that you're going to gain from less resistance on a water pump is not worth the whole engine burning up, or, you know, blowing a head gasket because it got too hot in temperature. I'm already finding that out with that Burt Racing water pump that I put on my Civic. Or either it's just so cold outside it's not opening up the thermostat, and whenever it does, it almost immediately closes because the water in the radiator is so cold. So alright, so let's get our cam phasers. Like I said, there's not a racing version of this in the real world. There would be. You could get a little bit more tuning capabilities. It would allow it to twist the cam a little bit further than what you could normally. These sensors would also pick up a lot better and give you a faster reading, and Lord have mercy, we did have that one. So we just ordered another part, but I guess it's just part of it. Let's go ahead and get our water pump pulley on, because we're almost done assembling this motor. The only thing, we're waiting on the intake to come in, and we got to order some throttle bodies. And whenever I order the throttle body, I'll go ahead and get our serpentine. Nope, we're gonna need a harmonic balancer too. And what you want to do is get the race dampener. This harmonic balancer that's a racing one is an extreme balance. They went through the extra effort into balancing that harmonic balancer instead of just, you know, half tail balancing it for production. So, because you don't want any vibrations in your motor. Vibrations create resistance. The best way I can explain this, whenever I had a go-kart, I had a comic torque converter on it, and the bearings started going out. Well, whenever that thing would get out of balance, whenever it would start shaking and vibrating, it actually would lose power, because anything that's out of balance is going to create a harmonic, which is going to create resistance. I know I'm probably talking Greek to the children, but later on, guys, y'all will understand what I'm talking about. So, but for the adults, y'all already know what I'm talking about. It also creates a lot of heat too. But anyways, we got that on there. We are going to get a set of racing spider injection rails, and that's what this is spider injectors. You got a main feeder rail, and then you got hoses and injectors at the end. Chevy had something similar to this on one of their V8s that I can remember. Uh, I forgot what engine it was on. It had the old spider injectors on there because it looks like a spider with the legs. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this race harmonic balancer. Well, it's not a racing one in here, but the throttle. Nope, we need the performance one for that. So back to the performance menu. We're gonna need 2 of these. And the racing fuel rail. Alright, we got that stuff on the way. We should have our water pump and stuff. Did I ever get that? Nope, we gotta add that to it. Let's go ahead and add that to the list, because you're gonna fill this list up really quick. Building an engine, so that's the reason why they made it where you can separate the engine from the car, and you ain't got 1,000 different parts that you're waiting on. So we're waiting on all these parts currently, so let's go. I forgot, did I ever order the glass? I don't think I ordered it, but before I sit there and say that I didn't order it, nope, I never did. So we'll just jump on this computer. Let's see, bodywork station, Lamborghini. We're gonna order all the glass. They'll bring it down here on a truck. It'll be wrapped up in bubble wrap and all nice and pretty. So, you don't want our glass getting broken. So we got that order in, and let's check out the seats that we're gonna put into here. We got some seats already that we got in stock. So I was thinking more of these Recaro, or because this guy's gonna want comfort too. So, and these don't really look like a race seat. They look like something that you would see like in an American sports car. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to call you back in a minute, Daddy, whenever I'm not recording. My camera only lasts for an hour, so I know you're in good hands up there. So anyways, we're going to put these race seats in here. These leather race seats. So let's go ahead and put them in. We'll add the other seat, and we're going to add that racing steering wheel, kind of like a Sparco. Yep, the steering wheel B. That's the one we're going to add. So this thing all around looks nice, because you got to think the accents on the brakes are going to be red. The engine is going to have a lot of red components on it, and let me get into my inventory with transmissions. We're going to add that. We're going to go ahead and order our racing transmission too from the gearbox shop, just to make sure that we get the right one. Lord forbid we don't want to get the wrong one, because that's a $3,000 transmission. Alright, so we got it on the way. Our other parts are in. So the Lamborghini's coming together, guys. This thing's looking nice. And this is going to put us up in our money here. Like, we're going to be good. We're going to be able to bless a lot of people. I know a lot of people are sitting there seeing, it kind of looks like you're losing money. But you're building up work for later on. That's what you're doing. You got to build, reputation, and your customers ultimately got to know that you actually give a crap about them. You're not just like, oh, I'm just here to collect a check. I hope your vehicle still stays running even though I didn't put the effort in. Now, I know I ordered this belt. Hold on, this is where my eyes get into aggravation. Well, here we go again. O'Reilly's. Alright, got the belt on the way now. Let's open up our shopping list and go ahead and clear all of this, because we had a full list there. Our spider injectors are in. We'll put them in. and we're gonna put our racing throttle bodies in, which I'm not really sure what this big hole is for, but I figured maybe there would be more than one throttle body. Like this thing would have 4 throttle bodies on it, because it should be able to flow that much air to support 4 throttle bodies. There we go. Alright, so, oh yeah, we're definitely going to need a performance clutch kit for sure. Can't skip out on that. Get that, and I think we got a new throwout bearing, but just to make sure, let's go into our transmission section, get a new clutch release bearing on the way. So, let's go ahead. We got our belt in. One of them just ran it across the street really quick. So, there we go. And our tensioner, we keep those in stock because that's normally what fails, and that is it. We have a completed, fully built Driven by Christ race motor. Only thing we're going to wait on is the clutch, which we are going to install that in the vehicle and not on the motor stand. That way we can put our alignment tool into it. But anyways, my battery has only got about 4 minutes left of recording, guys, so that is going to be a wrap for today. So tomorrow morning, me and Jamie are going to head down to the drag strip. We are going to try to get, since we're going to have a half day to do this, instead of just a little bit, we're going to try to get 4 tournaments in tomorrow and then come up here, you know, later that afternoon and build this car into the nighttime. So, because that's going to be Saturday, and then Sunday, you know, we're going to be going to church, and then after church for a half day after we eat lunch, we'll finish out anything else that's left on the Lamborghini. If we don't have anything on Sunday, then we're just going to be racing until Monday morning. We are going to be putting in some time in that drag car, because we want to make, you know, pure profit off of this car. That way all of our parts are paid for, any blessings that we've done for anybody is paid for, because we still got suspension components and other things. And I'm gonna go ahead and break down the tires and rims off camera and go ahead and fix them with the welder if they need to be done, and go ahead and remachine them and polish them out and get some new tires, because we are, since this is going to be a street legal car, we are not going to be able to run racing slicks on it. So we're going to run some vintage race tires onto here, and that's going to be about as good as you're going to be able to get for the highway, because he does plan on highway driving this Lamborghini to car shows. And let's just say, if the police get behind you and they see you running street slicks, it is highly frowned upon, unless you got a Honda, because then, you know, you can keep your factory tires up front, and they'll, I mean, in the back, and they'll never be able to tell unless you got them big donkey tires sticking out from up underneath the fenders. Then yeah, they're probably gonna see it. So, but anyways, guys, we'll catch y'all Saturday morning, and we're gonna be heading to the track. So we'll catch y'all then. Y'all have a blessed night and a blessed tomorrow. Later, guys.